Well guys, it has been a while since I first brought this gun to you, but here we have the Rock Island FS TAC Ultra 9mm. Yes, that is a full-size double-stack 1911 that won't break the bank. That is, of course, if you can find one, and if you don't feel the need to have a stockpile of magazines. Let's start with the mags, which I don't have on my desk right now, but the gun comes with one 17-round mag. I know, it's ridiculous. One 17-round mag is not enough. In this day and age, there is no reason why any gun should ever come with one singular mag. I would prefer four, but two should be the standard. I think we should all agree two should be the standard that comes with any gun. Now, as far as the pricing and availability for the mags for this gun, it's pretty ridiculous, to be perfectly honest. From time to time, I'll find the 17-round mags on sale or whatever for about 45 bucks. The problem with that is that almost nobody carries them, and the places that do actually carry them are out of stock almost all the time. So my first tip, if you're going to buy one of these Rock Island 9mm, is if you're going to buy it and you see the mags in stock, just put as many in the cart as you can afford and buy them right then and there. Because if you hesitate, if you decide, I'm going to go back in a couple of days and buy them, chances are they're going to be out of stock. That's just how it is with this gun. Now, I did manage to get lucky. I found and ordered two of the 20-round mags for the Rock Island double stack. Those things set me back, I think, let's see, those were 80 bucks a piece is what they cost. Nearly double the price of the 17-round mags, and you only get 3 more rounds in them. Just keep this in mind if you're in the market for one of these Rock Islands. And I know, people are going to comment down there about, double stack 1911s or 2011s. The mags are always expensive, but being that this is a more budget-friendly version of the gun, you would think that they would make mags that would be a little bit more reasonable for it. A lot of people do use these guns for competition-style shooting. So, generally speaking, as soon as the mags come in stock anywhere, people that are shooting competition with these guns are out there hunting for the mags. And as soon as they're in stock, they're picking them up. So yeah, it would be super cool if the rest of us could actually get some spare mags for this gun, or if Rock Island would start putting 2 mags in the case with the gun. Now, if you can get past the inflated pricing and the near impossible availability of this gun, you may find yourself on the fast track to owning one of the smoothest shooting pistols that's out there. In this price range, of course. Rock Island made this gun like they were, making a tank. It's big, it's bulky, it's heavy compared to most guns that are out there that people are using. The steel frame and full dust cover with a slide that houses a 5-inch barrel, it all makes this gun a real beast. All that weight that it carries really does absorb a lot of recoil. What recoil 9mm has in the first place? Don't get me wrong, the gun does still have recoil. It just feels different. It feels lighter than a lot of other guns in this size. If you shoot something like a Smith & Wesson Shield and then you go ahead and you shoot this Rock Island, the Rock Island's going to feel like some sort of airsoft gun. It would actually be pretty interesting to see how this gun performs ported, but for right now, I think I'm just going to keep it as is. It's treated me pretty good since I got it. I don't really see the need to go ahead and put holes in it quite yet. I mean, really, the TAC Ultra is smooth shooting and it's accurate already. Between the 5-inch barrel and the fiber optic front sight, how can you go wrong? When I went shooting the last time to get some shooting footage specifically for this video, I forgot my steel targets, but somebody had left, close to a dozen clay pigeons up on the berm. Every time I take the TAC Ultra out with me, it always surprises me. I mean, how big is a clay pigeon, really? They're not that big. And they're sitting out on the berm 35, 40 yards out. The berm itself is littered with trash, busted ass pieces of clay pigeons, soda cans, other random bits of, who knows what. Even with my vision, as shitty as it is, just using the iron sights that came on the TAC Ultra, I'm nailing those clay pigeons all day long. Well, I mean, all the way up until the point that I've destroyed them all. I seriously have no problems hitting anything that I can physically see that's out on the berm. And what's great is that this gun has ran that way since the very first time that I took it to the range. It's almost like it didn't need any real break-in period before the barrel started shooting nice and true. I should take it to the indoor range one of these days and do a little bit of group testing and just see what kind of groups I can get with this. Personally, I'm not a big fan of going to the indoor range. I try to shoot outdoor as much as I can. I'd rather shoot outdoor in shitty weather than shoot indoor anytime. Here we are. I've ran 3,500 rounds through the TAC Ultra, and it has been way more reliable than any double stack 1911 in this price range should ever be. Every once in a while, the slide won't lock back after my last round. That's clearly a mag issue. Now I could go ahead and take the mags apart, stretch the springs out a little bit, clean the mag housing, throw a little bit of lubricant in there. Honestly, I think part of it also might have to do with my grip. I think that my thumb has a tendency to come in contact with that lever, and probably at least 50% of that has to do with me, and 50% of it is probably the cheap ass but overly expensive mags. Really though, I'm not too terribly concerned with that. This for me is just a range gun. I take it out and I have a good time with it, so I don't really worry about that too much. Other than that, flawless. I mean, it's crazy that you can get this gun, if you can find it, for less than $1,000. The fitment between the slide and the frame rail is incredible. I have handled and shot probably around a dozen different Rock Island guns, and it's been my experience that pretty much all of them are like that. There is very little wiggle in the slide to frame fitment. Whoever it is that's doing the final fitting on these guns at the factory, I feel like they really care about what they do. I realize it's a whole team of people, but that team of people, they seem to really be concerned about putting out the best quality that they possibly can. Now, the big difference between this gun, of course, and something like a Springfield Prodigy or like a Staccato P is that this gun is a two-piece system, whereas those other guns are three pieces. They, of course, have the slide, the frame, and then the grip module is a separate piece altogether, whereas the Rock Island gun is the slide, and then the frame and grip is just one piece, just like a standard 1911 would be. That is probably why it's so much heavier than a lot of the other guns. The other guns use plastic grip modules, polymer or whatever. Now you can buy aluminum grip modules for them, but that's a whole different topic. This gun, it's all steel, tip to toe. And of course, the grip itself is a little bit on the bulky side. If you have smaller hands, you may struggle a little bit with it. It may take a little bit of getting used to. Unfortunately, it is what it is. There's no changing how bulky the grip on this thing is. You can, of course, put different grip panels on these guns. They aren't standard 1911 grip panels. They're just slightly different. These ones came from Brownworks. Now, I have a bunch of grips that have come from Brownworks. They are top-notch quality. My regular 1911, it's got some alligator skin grips on it. I friggin' love those grips. These ones, of course, have my logo on them, so I'm a big fan of those as well. Mark over Brownworks does just ridiculously high-quality work. I cannot recommend him enough. I'll leave a link down below for you guys. Now, when you are shooting a gun like the TAC Ultra, because of the size of the grip, a good set of grips makes a world of difference when it comes to your control over the gun. Now, sure, if you have big old banana hands, it probably doesn't matter. You're going to be able to get a good solid grip on this gun or, I don't know, a brick just easily, and that's fine. But for the average person, the grip on this is a little bit big. You're going to need something that's it's going to give you a good grip surface. Now, if you do get yourself a set of grips that's going to give you a good solid grip surface, you're going to be able to shoot this gun fast and accurately. It's funny because I can shoot this gun side by side with my staccato, which costs about 2.5 to 3 times. I think I've got about 3 times as much into the staccato price-wise as what I do into this Rock Island. And as far as how they handle, it's really hard to tell the difference. Accuracy. The two guns are pretty much the same. One's got a red dot, and of course the Rock Island is just iron sights right now. But as far as accuracy goes, basically the same. Triggers. The triggers on the two guns are basically the same. The trigger on this Rock Island, it is nice and smooth and crisp, and going between those two guns, they feel really similar. Reliability. I haven't had any issues with the Rock Island that would make me think that there is anything to be concerned with in terms of reliability. At the same time, I haven't had any issues with the staccato either. As far as I'm concerned, the reliability for the two guns is the same. Basically what I'm saying here is I know a lot of people want those more high-end 2011s, but the question is it really worth it? Sure, if you want to spend, $2,000 to $3,000 or more to get into a double stack 1911, be my guest. Now, if you want to get into the double stack 1911 game without absolutely going broke, these Rock Island Armory guns, they're a great starting place. They're a great place to kind of dip your toe in the pool. I have quite a few guns in my gun safe, and let me just tell you, nothing beats this Rock Island when it comes to the price to value ratio. That's all I'm going to say for now. If you can find the Rock Island Armory TAC Ultra FS 9mm in stock, and you are interested in a double stack 1911, then I would suggest getting it while you can find it, because like I've said, they can be pretty hard to get your hands on. All right, that's it for today, you guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. I'll see you back here real soon.